Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Old Dad Diaries. I am back again. Okay, so where's my pen? Let me get that. Okay, so far we've talked about the what, we've talked about the where. Today, we talk about the when. Now, the when, I'm very excited for. This one, I'm actually really excited. Anyway, we're gonna start off a little Bible story, right? Then I'll get into my ramble, okay? So, Moses. You ever heard of Moses? Moses, a guy, split the Red Sea, pretty crazy feat. Um, Freed the people of Israel from Egypt, slavery. However, before that, he was a Hebrew boy, was sorry, was raised as an Egyptian royalty, then killed a Egyptian guard, ran from Egypt, went into the wilderness, kind of, not really, went into another land, left Egypt basically, grew up, got a wife, got a kids, and then God called him. God called him, and when God called him through a burning bush and was like, hey man, you know your people back in Egypt, they're enslaved. We need to free them. He's like, hey, choose someone else. Not a joke. Anyway, off the bat. And he starts making excuses saying, listen, I can't do this, I can't do that, yada, 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 yada. You know, I have a stutter. How would I even talk to Pharaoh? Blah, 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 blah. Now, again, 50, right? You would think like he's not a young buck. He's not a young guy. He's probably in his like he's middle age at this point, has wife and kids. Okay? So these excuses are a little outdated that he's making. But at the same time he is going against a big nation, so a little understandable. Now, my mom, she said something so beautiful when I first started this, well, it's not really a podcast now. I just kind of call it a channel, the Old Dad Diary. Uh, but when I first started, it was a podcast, and I started with a friend of mine. Uh, I remember we were really excited that like our first short that we put out had gotten almost like 1,000 views, and we're like, yeah, this is so exciting, and it was so cool to see people when we first started and seeing the first episode go off and then the short, obviously. People in real life being like, "Hey, could I be on an episode? Could I be on an episode?" And it was a great feeling. And I remember we were so happy that we had finally posted an episode and we had started. And I remember my mom, she said something so beautiful. She said, "The sea would have parted when you got there." What? So good. Anyway, um and she's right. And the when doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, let's think about literally Moses when he parted the Red Sea. You could say it's like, well, what do you mean? They got to the Red Sea and it parted, right? That's the when does matter. Thing is, why not part it before they get there? That way they don't have to stop moving, right? Like why they could just go straight through it. Except, in fact, it they got through in just enough time for the waters to close on the Egyptians. So when they got there, the sea wasn't already parted. That would have helped a lot considering the Egyptians that were chasing the Israelites were on chariots and horses. That would have helped a whole lot if it was already parted, but it didn't. So they got there. He has to put down his staff, split the Red Sea. So it's not really about the when, was it? The when right there doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, as someone that has in the past struggled to start something, as if you've been here from the beginning, you know, or just stay consistent, I should say. Um, the when doesn't matter as much as you think. It's very easy to get stuck in, okay, well, I have to start on this date, or because I didn't start on this date, I need to wait longer. And we think that, okay, this is the peak time, and this is the when doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, I will say this. If you feel like, hey, I kind of like the specifics, I like thinking about I want to start on this date. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's awful, but to the point where it is either stressing you out or not allowing you to start, yeah, that's pretty bad. Now, I want to jump a little differently and say, what about the things that you don't end? As someone that has had their own addictions, and I talk to people I'm talking to you now, if any of you have addictions. Now, I personally have been addicted to pornography, masturbation, um, doom scrolling, probably the thing that most of us get. And I'll even say loneliness. I've been addicted to loneliness. So I know it's really easy to say, let's say for starting something, whether it's like it's music or whatever it is, it's a project, or maybe maybe there's a change you want to make in your city, or against leadership, or against you may want to do an uprise. I'm going to be very blunt as possible. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now, and I know there's a lot of you that do feel called to do something that's kind of crazy. But hear me, for a lot of you, and including myself, part of the reason we don't start is we don't have the right equipment, right? Blah, blah, blah. I don't got the right equipment, blah, blah, blah. That's a load of crap. Then you go, not the right scenery, not the right setting. Again, load of crap. Then the when, right? But I want to ask you, is your reason for not starting at the specific when or not ending at the specific when because of all the details that you're making up? Or is it because of something else? Really simple that maybe is pitiful in your eyes or yada yada, or you think if you tell someone else they're gonna be like, that's a really stupid reason. Like if we're being honest, just look, because I feel this. I really feel like there's some that the reason you haven't started is because you don't want to. Period. There's things that have happened and there's things that are happening that, to be honest, you don't want to. And I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to get you to go, oh my gosh, you need to get off your butt. No. I'm not here to tell you to do that at all. I'm not here. Let's say you have an addiction. I'm not here to tell you, oh my gosh, you need to stop. It would be great if you did. However, that's not what I'm here to tell you. Listen, whether you're starting or stopping, there's always going to be someone telling you, you need to be disciplined. You need to be on that grind. Sure. Sure. However, you can have no shackles on your wrists, but have still so many shackles in your mind. Meaning you don't do the thing, or you do the thing, you start the thing, or you end the thing, but you're suffering. It feels terrible, mostly because you're forcing yourself. You're not actually free from it. You're just forcing. You're just thinking, this is what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to do it. Hear me? Yeah, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to ask you, just is that really the reason? Is the what? Is the equipment? Is the scenery? Or is the exact date? Is that the reason you're not? I have a feeling it's not. I have a feeling that it's as simple and selfish, and that's okay. There's no consequence. I'm not trying to put consequence on you. There's no consequence to this. Just be honest. Is that really the reason you're not starting or stopping? Because as someone, listen, I get it. I'm doing this. I'm like, I gotta make sure I have a flashlight and a good camera, all this different stuff. But here's the thing: I did everything so intentionally. I made sure that I used the bad camera for the last two videos and used the better camera for this one, just to prove a point. Really petty in a sense, but not really. I was just trying to prove a point. Doesn't matter as much as you think. Now, here, in the sense of Jesus, I want to go to Jesus real quick. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. I talked about this last episode. What I'm talking about, I talked about last episode. Born in a place where prophecy, where the king of that place knew that there was going to be somebody going to be born to overthrow him. Now, the prophecy of Jesus, we have dates about 800 years before he was born, meaning the devil, the ruler of this world, had 800 years, centuries to plan how to kill this dude, to kill him as a baby, for that matter. 800 years. You told me a sentient being that is not of this world can't kill a baby, a child, 800 years. Knowing where he was going to be born, for that matter, at least in the city, Bethlehem. Proof that the when that was not when had nothing to do with it. The when, listen, the when followed through. It fell in line with, well, that topic is the final topic, so we won't be talking about that today. But the when just fell in line. That's all it did. I'm saying this to, again, prove it's not about the when as much as you think. It's not. Now, let's say you're a first responder, you're a police officer, or whatever. I completely understand that. It's like, hey, if I would have gotten there in time, if right, maybe I could have saved this person, whether you're an ambulance or you're, whatever. I get it. And the when is not the issue. It's not. It's the issue of the world, what we are literally succumbed to. Sin, for that matter. Now, whether you are a Christian or not Christian, you're watching this, you understand that there is something inherently wrong with our nature. There's mistakes that we make, and then there's pure evil things that we do. That you understand that's like that there's no way that's exactly who we're supposed to be. And again, if we're looking at it from a Christian standpoint, that had nothing to do with time. It wasn't, oh, the longer a person was in the garden. It wasn't the longer Adam and Eve were married. No. No, the tipping point wasn't about the when. Wasn't about time. Now, I just say all of this to say to kind of get you to start to do whatever it is you want to do, whatever you feel called to do. Now, I do want to say, if you're like, hey, yeah, I hear you, but I think I do want to start on that day. Okay, that's fine. No consequence, no issue. There's no pressure. I think the pressure you're doing is putting on yourself. I think you're allowing too much input from not just societal norms, but family norms and friends to dictate what you have to do. The sea will part when you get there. Period. It's not about the when. It's less about the when than you think. It really is. Yeah. That's all I really had to say. Just ask yourself in this, however, this week, whatever, is this really the reason why that I'm not starting? Is it oh, it's not on the right date? It's too close to my birthday, too close to Christmas. Like, oh, I can't do it on New Year's. Because here's the thing. What you have, no one else can beat you in. It's not a time thing. Whether you do it sooner or later, no one can beat you in it because it's the thing that you are the best at. Just don't worry about the when. For some of you, you need to find you don't know who you are. And I hear I'm gonna hear a bunch of Christians go, oh no, they need to go in the Bible. I hear that. Yeah, sure. Yes, I understand. They need to find the Bible. But I'm not here to pressure you into do that right now. You're gonna hear that a lot. Not from me, because you already hear enough. And it's true. I have found identity in the Bible, and the Bible doesn't stop in the Bible. But again, if you need to find yourself, that's okay. That takes time. So So don't worry about it. Sooner or later, it is what you're supposed to do. Anyway, that's all. I love you. This is the Old Dad Diaries. I will see you the next episode.